Hello everyone, welcome to Winged Paper Crafting. My name is Angel Fitch. If you're new around here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I'm so glad you've decided to join me today. Today we're going to do Fun Fold Friday, and we're going to use this template that we made on Tuesday to make our, a gift card holder. So let's go ahead and get started. So I've got our card base that is Secret C. So that's here. This is 4 1/4 by 11, and it's scored at 2.5 and 5.5. So we're going to go ahead and give this a good burnish so that we can get this to lay flat. Okay, so it's gonna go this way. This folds over to make the pocket where our gift card's gonna be, and then this is gonna be the front of our card. So next layer we've got is piece of cardstock. So I'm using white as my any color cardstock, or my neutral. And I've got 5 1/4 by 4, which is going to be our panel that goes right here. And let me just grab a new pack of glue here. I forgot to get this out and open it up. So let me just do that right quick so that we have some glue to work with. Okay, so we're going to put this down. We're going to stamp on this first before we put this in here though. So we're going to put that to the side for a minute. So we've got pieces we can put out here. So we need a piece of our pattern paper. So the directions call for a light pattern paper and a dark pattern paper. So I used this Peaceful Garden DSP, and the light is going to be this side of the paper, and then this side is going to be our dark side. So on this, let's see, right here we need, let me find our piece that we need for that section. Let's see, not that one, it's this one. Nope. Hang on a second. I had this all put together because I thought we'd be doing good. All right, so this piece goes here on our front. So this is our piece that is 2 3/4 by 4. So that's going to go right here. And then we're going to put a piece of dark inside of that. That looks like it would be this one. So this one is 2.5 by 3 3/4. So let's put this together here. Let me move this up so you all can see. Oop. New glue. Pushing too hard. Alright, so we're going to put this on here and center this up as best that we can. Okay, so we've got that piece there. Make sure it's not moving around on us. Okay, so then we're going to put this piece on the outside. Okay, so this piece is going to go right here on our card. So let's center that up now on our base. Get rid of that extra glue that's rolling around there. Okay, so let's just like that. Okay, now we're going to put the same pattern pieces over here. So let me find that piece. Maybe it's this one, I think. It goes right here. So this piece is 2 1/4 by 4. So that's our bottom layer. And then on top is going to go this piece, which is 2 by 3 3/4. So let's put this panel together. So we'll put this piece in here. And I don't think that this pattern paper has a true direction to it, but if you were using pattern paper that did have a direction, you would want to make sure that you were cognizant of that when you're putting it on. I will show you a couple examples later that have pattern. I used pattern paper with, that was directional. So we'll take a look at how that turned out. Just a second here. Okay, so there's that piece. Now, we need to go ahead and cut our little notch out here where we're going to put this is where our gift card's going to go. So we need to notch that. So for this, I'm going to use the the biggest label die that was in the Peace on Earth set. So there were 2 different size labels. This is the bigger one of the 2. And we're just going to take this, and we're going to open this back up here, and we're going to put it right here on the edge. So I just want it to be enough to make the notch where it'll be easier for a person to get the gift card out. So we just kind of want to center this, and you could use, you'll see in my examples, I used a circle die in the rest of them. But you could use whatever die you wanted to make this notch. Just going to center left to right. I'm going to take a piece of Post-it tape here. And once I'm happy with the placement, let's see, let's go just a little bit more of that. So that looks pretty good. Let's make sure we're straight. I'm just going to put this little tape down here to kind of keep that in place. I'm going to run this through my embossing machine here. Give me just a second, and we will see the results. And it's a good idea, since this is going through like 3 layers of paper, that you run it through twice to make sure that it actually cuts through all 3 layers. So I have done that. Let's see if we got this to cut through all 3 layers. Maybe. Let me get my tape off here without ripping the thing up. So just going to peel that off very easily. Okay, so that's good. Now let's see what we've got here. So we did pretty good. So if it doesn't quite come out all the way, just take your scissors and you can kind of help it along a little bit. So we will just kind of come in here. And I think we just need a tiny little snip. And we'll just finish that off. There we go. Not bad. Let me just clean this up just a hair here. There we go. Okay, so there's our notch. So that's going to go like this. Now we're going to take tear and tape, and I'm going to put tear tape on both sides of this. So a piece starting at the fold and going here to the edge. And you want to use a strong adhesive because of having to put the gift card down in here. You don't want your pocket to come apart and your gift card to fall out. So this is important that you use a strong adhesive for these sides. So let's tear that. Okay, now let's give these a good burnish. If you give it a good burnish, it helps to be able to get the backing off the tear tape. Now I'll just take your pick tool and easily can pull those up. Okay, now we're going to take this and we're just going to fold this over, give these a good press. Okay, so here's our pocket. And I have a gift card here. I'll show you how this works. This is an old gift card that I have just lying around. So I use that just to make sure that my pocket is good. So it looks like we're good for that. We'll take that out. Okay, next piece. Let's do our stamping real quick so that we can get the rest of our interior of the card put together. So for the outside, we're going to put a piece of cardstock that is, this is 2 3/4 by 4. And we're going to build up our little layer for the front here. So that's the cardstock, and then we're going to use a piece of the light side of the pattern paper. That's 3 3/4 by 2.5. So that's going to go in here. And then when we get this layer, so just like that, just center that on there. Now from here, we're going to actually take the label die, and I cut out of the biggest label this dark side of the pattern paper, and then from the smaller label the light side, and we're going to stamp on this. So let's put this to the side and let's get our stamping done on our front piece and our inside piece. We are going to use Secret C as our ink. On the outside, I'm going to do sentiment here that this was from the piece on, let's see, was this? No, this was from the Peaceful Seasons dies from last year. I'm going to do Wishing You and Yours, and on the inside we're going to do A Season of Wonder and Happiness. So let's get this inked up. And we'll make sure we'll put this lined up with a line on our glass mat so we can start with it straight. And I'm just going to put this down, hopefully in the middle. I'll just give that a second. Okay, so Wishing You and Yours is going to go there. And then on the inside, now the paper has got to go this way so we get it right. But you also have to kind of be cognizant about where you're stamping and how big your stamp is going to be for the inside, because once you get this down, you need this to cover it up. So you really can't stamp beyond this width. So let's see if pretty sure this stamp will fit. Let's see if it's the size of this. Yep, looks like we're good, so we can use this one. Stamps that are vertical in nature are good for this kind of a card, because you have this little bit of room to cover up your sentiment. And let's get this inked up here. And I'm going to just put this. Now, we need to make sure that we got to not put it clear at the top either, because it needs to be covered up kind of by this if it's going to run a little longer than our piece here. So I'm going to do this about, I would say, 1/3 of the way down on the left hand edge here, just to make sure it gets covered up. Okay, Season of Wonder and Happiness. Okay, let's check and make sure before we glue it down, because we can always flip it over and use the back side if for some reason it's not going to be covered. But it looks like we are good. I got some glue. I'm going to take my rubber eraser here and kind of just get this excess glue off that kind of seeped out of our first layer we put down. So there we go. Takes care of that. Okay, so once we get this on, we have no problem. We're fine. Our sentiment works. Okay. Before we glue this down, we've got 2 little pieces here. So we've got our little strips that were in our direction. So the light strip is 1/2 inch by 4, and so this would be the light strip. And the dark strip, then we're going to do this way, is 3/4 inch by 4. So the dark strip goes on the outside. So we'll put this one completely on the right edge of our inside panel. So we'll line that up with the right edge and make sure it's also lined up top to bottom. And then this one we'll do right beside it. And we'll just kind of put that right up against the first strip. And we'll get this one lined up top to bottom. Okay, that looks pretty good. Give that a good press. Now we can put this whole piece down inside of our card. So let's do that next. And let's see. I'll make sure we do it just like this. And I'm kind of trying to make sure we've got a border here and a border here that's relatively the same. And you kind of want to then line this whole piece up with this piece that you put in here, so it kind of looks even as we're going across our card. Okay, so that looks good. All right, next piece, we've got this. We're going to build our little scene up here. So I've got dark pattern paper, our piece of light that we stamped on. We're going to center that up here. Just like that. You could use any nesting dies that you have if you don't have this set. I'll show you on my examples. I used other nesting dies. I didn't use this one. Okay, then this is going to go here. Now, you could pop this up if you wanted to, but this card's pretty thick, particularly once you get the gift card in it. So I'm going to just do this flat. So we'll put this here and center that up. That looks pretty good. Now, we'll do this whole thing. Now, when we go to do this, let me show you before I do this. I want the right-hand edge to be right even with our dark strip of paper. So if I kind of eyeball this, I can see that I need to keep our glue left of here. So if you go to the right, you're going to end up gluing the gift card shut, and you don't, or yeah, gluing the whole card shut, and you won't be able to get your gift card out. So that would not be good. So now I'm just going to line it up here on the right, center it top to bottom, and I think that looks relatively good. We'll give this a good press. Now I've got a couple of the doves that I cut out of the Peace on Earth set, and I'm going to put them somewhere here. Let's see, let's put one on this side and this one over here. So I need to just kind of keep the adhesive just on this one on basically the right hand side, because we don't need it to go off. So we'll do that. And then this one, we're going to keep the adhesive toward the top of the dove so that we can just put it right here in this corner. And I'm just getting glue everywhere today. Okay. So we'll get that cleaned up. All right, so now we've got this. Opens up. Last thing, well, not last thing, second to last thing. I took a piece of ribbon from the, what is this? Silver edged ribbon. So this is color that came with this suite of paper, and we're just going to take a glue dot, and we will get, if I can find one, here we go. We'll take this, grab our glue dot off of our paper, and we're going to put this right here. So I'm going to just kind of line this up centered of this piece. So I'm going to go center of our little flap here, and we'll push that down just like that, and then we'll take our scissors and we'll give our tails a little trim here. They don't need to be quite as long as they are. And we'll get that. Okay, so there's our cute bow. Now, last but not least, let's get some bling on this, and then I think we'll be done. And we're going to use the Hues of Blue flowers that also came in this suite. And I think we will use, I'm going to use these I guess we'll use the darker ones here, the Secret Sea colored ones. And we'll get a couple of these here, and then one more small one somewhere. Let's see. I don't know why I struggle so much with where to put the bling, but I do. Does anybody else have that problem, or is it just me? I'm guessing it's probably just me. All right, we'll put that one there. And I'm thinking I actually would like to move this one, if I can, down here a little bit. And we'll move this one over just a tad. There, I like that better. Okay, so there is our card, our gift card holder, which is so appropriate for this time of the year because everybody needs gift card holders for Christmas, right? Okay, so there's that one. Now let me show you the other examples that I made. So for this one, I used the green and gold patterned paper from last year. This was just a square nesting die that I turned on the edge there and made a diamond out of it. So we've got our pocket. I used just a circle die to cut the pocket there. And so we've got season's greetings and may your holiday season be filled with warmth and cheerful celebration. So that one's pretty. Next one, this is also pattern paper from last Christmas. So I used another set of nesting dies on the front, to you and yours. Hoping your home is filled with the spirit of the season. Okay, another gift card holder there. And last but not least, this is the, I forget, this was another Christmas set from last year. Part of this paper is still available, I think, in the scrapbooking kit. So for you, and then I used the same sentiment as before. May your holiday season be filled with warmth and cheerful celebration. So, very cute, very appropriate gift card holders this time of the year. But you don't have to do Christmas. You could make them birthday or just any celebratory reason that you need to give a gift card. So, if you are enjoying this Fun Fold Friday series, make sure you hit that like and subscribe and drop me a comment and let me know that you're enjoying this so that we will continue doing it. I don't want to do something that nobody's enjoying, so let me know if you are or not. Okay, that's all I have for today. I will see you all very soon. Have a crafty day. Bye.